Spain is being invaded by migrants. They're being invaded by Moroccans. Breaking news.
In Morocco, this is you're watching as thousands of migrants break through the fence.
Notice that all of them are men
and completely overwhelm the
military-aged men.
Border police. Their video showing huge groups of people, mostly young military-age guys, cramming into inflatable tubes.
Took the words right out of my mouth.
I
don't see any men. I don't see any women or children.
Gates to get to the others.
Even from here, I do not see any women.
Reminiscent of kind of what we saw during the Open Boom 2024, kind of similar to what we saw in Del Rio back in 2021.
Oh, and if you didn't already know, yes, Spain's prime minister, a fucking also leftist lunatic, to the point where even though Spain has a fresh water shortage, ended up sending water and funds over to Morocco in order to help them. Suicidal empathy does not stop on the street corner. It goes all the way to the fucking top. They have their own fucking state departments that do dumb shit just like USAID.
The socialist agenda, their platform literally says they want to abolish borders, abolish...
They even have fences. And they're just going to ignore them.
Enforcement, have complete freedom of movement. This is what it looks like in another country if they get what they want. Notice there is no resistance from the government whatsoever. These people are coming in without any obstruction.
Still
and if
men.
You don't know, Spain has a
All
very
men.
left-wing government. Earlier this year, they did a big amnesty program for immigrants living in the country. They had
wow, they're so poor with their branded T-shirts.
Million illegal immigrants apply for that amnesty program between April and June. So that's what we call a pull factor, Sandra.
Between April and June, but this isn't going through a migration process. This is people just showing up on boats.
They're looking for something like that. They know if they can just get their foot in the country, maybe someday that left-wing government will do another amnesty program. And you were just reading some of the wires. The locals want an emergency declaration. It sounds like...
Doesn't this sound familiar? This is what our southern border used to look like in the United States. You didn't see it all the time, but this is essentially what you saw. And it wasn't this quickly. Like, we have 80,000 people. About 80,000 people today are arriving in Spain from Morocco. How the hell does that happen? Because of negligence and suicidal empathy. That's why.
I don't think this is an I mean, look at this. This is a total...
Yep. And then we continue forward. Look at all this. They have nowhere to go. They're just running through the street. No one knows who they are. They more than likely don't have any documentation. And who knows how many of them are just going to come here and commit crimes. This is why you... Look, I know everyone hates bureaucracy, but this is why you have a process. Because it's a lot easier to understand, like, bad men within your own country because you understand the culture and where they come from and you understand where that is. When you import a ton of people who don't understand that, never learned that, when it's, you know, just fight for yourself by all means necessary, you're going to have a bunch of problems. Man, it just keeps going. It's not stopping. Why would... And I don't know, like I heard women just now. Why would women be cheering? Man, women... Oh, God. Okay, yeah, I'm just going to say repeal the 19th. Repeal it. Repeal it. I don't trust them anymore. They make bad decisions. Jesus, it just keeps going. All right. So just an illegal immigrant celebrate after successfully breaking into Spain. Yeah, that's quite the... Yeah, that's essentially, they broke in illegally. Okay, and this is from their prime minister right here. The government of Spain is fully committed to providing immediate response to the situation in Ceuta. I forget how they called it. We are mobilizing necessary resources, working with Moroccan. Why would you work with Moroccan and international authorities and preparing the necessary measures to restore normalcy as soon as possible? I just conveyed this to the president. Okay, wait. So this is Pedro. Yeah, he's the president of Spain. And I'm guessing, who the fuck is Juan? Wait, who's Juan? Okay, hold on. Translation. There's the president, People's Party of Ceuta. So I'm guessing southern Spain has its own thing. That's kind of weird. Breaking. Government of Ceuta, Spain declares a state of emergency after the border collapsed and thousands of men from Morocco poured in. This comes just months after Spain finalized a mass amnesty plan for migrants. This is what mass amnesty does. Okay, let's see what they say. I am going to read the agreement adopted today by the Board of Spokespersons, an agreement that was unanimously approved by all the spokespersons. It reads as follows. The Board of Spokespersons, in an extraordinary and urgent meeting held today, July 30th, 2026, in light of the qualitative leap in the persistent, massive influx of migrants into our city, which has been exacerbated in recent hours by the mass entry on foot bypassing. On foot? They came on boats, and no one stopped them. Considers it urgent and unavoidable for the national government to adopt the following measures. 1. The declaration of a national emergency under the provisions of national security regulations. The reinforcement of states' law enforcement agencies and the deployment of the army to ensure the inviolable of the border and public safety. The closure of the aforementioned border. There you go. At the same time, we want to convey a message of serenity and calm to all citizens. You didn't have any control over the border. You didn't do shit. And look, I don't know, weird. I mean, I don't know much about Spain, but you seem to be surrounding yourself with a certain type of individuals. Just me. Extreme situation like the current one. But as in previous instances, in this case as well, the people of Ceuta will once again are already setting an example of maturity. That's what Britain did. That's what we did. If you do not kick them out now, your country is going to turn into a hellhole faster than probably any other country has before. So together we'll be united and move forward. Yeah, fucking bullshit. Look at that shit. Man, he did not want to make that speech today. But anyway, Eric Daughtry, what the fuck? One of the African migrants who stormed into Spain today says he's fleeing Morocco because he's linked to a killing. These are asylum seekers the leftists are inviting to the Western nations. Wake up and seal your border. Like, look at this. Oh, there's no subtitles. Is there any English? English? Nope. Okay. Well, apparently this guy is linked to murder. Great. No documents into the country. There you go, Spain. You asked for it. Oh, and look. Oh, we actually see a woman or two. This is why these lunatics cannot be put back into power. They see this. They see liberation. They see revolution. They do not see the storm that is coming. That already is here. Here in the United States, we're trying to fix it. We're trying to fix it. We're trying to kick people back the fuck out. This is what happens. You guys don't know who this guy's fucking name is. He might say a completely different name once he gets registered. Maybe he is a mass murderer. You don't know. Maybe he's a serial assayer. You don't know. Because you wouldn't enforce your frickin' borders. This is insane. Man, these Moroccans are like strangely clean. It's strange. It's strange. And how they're all men. Oh, and right here in Ceuta, newly arrived migrants are forcing their way into residential houses, trying to squat in other people's homes and become ocupas, which I'm guessing that's the equivalent of squatters, which after which it will be almost impossible to deport them. Oh, they've already been trained on the loopholes. Residential neighborhood. And there it is. Just walking into residential places. So it's harder for them to get kicked out because of shitty legal laws. And not only that, and they breached the border of another town in Melilla, I don't know how to, and are beginning to flood the streets of the Spanish enclave. So they're not only in one town, they're spreading to other towns. No one asked for them to be here. They did not go through a process. And then we continue forward. North African migrants are freely and illegally crossing the border right past Spanish police and border vehicles, mocking them along the way and saying they simply swam across. Sanchez's police have given them an open borders day. They're doing nothing. Nothing. Can you imagine this like happening in like on the coast of South Carolina? No, absolutely not. Look at this. They're not doing anything. Oh, I'll tell you who helped. I bet you USAID before they ran out of money. Oh, I can hate them both. I can hate them both. I'm sorry. There's innocent citizens that are going to be hurt by this. Innocent women that are going to be essayed for this. Innocent children that will be hurt and essayed because of this. I'm sorry. I can hate their government and I can hate the people that are about to do all those terrible things. Oh, get that smile off your fucking face, you faggot. Okay. In Ceuta, 2 newly arrived Moroccan migrants carrying a baby broke into a house through a broken window using a ladder. Less than 6 hours after the illegal evasion, they became acapas, squatters. Look at that. They're using a hammer and beating on the buildings. First thing these people fucking do is commit crime. Because the state legalized it for them to do so. And if they didn't legalize it, they're just allowing it. Yeah, there he is. Just breaking into a residential building. And the police are just there. Doesn't seem like they're really doing anything. Look, see? They're standing around. They're having a nice little break. Moving on. A Spanish woman films and cheers. So this is a woman who's praising this because it's always the fucking women. Jesus Christ. On thousands of illegal migrants, forgetting that it's majority men who you don't know, who did not grow up in your culture, who didn't go through any checks and balances in order to get in here. You're saying, wow, they're free. And in my country, everything's going to work out great. No, it's absolutely not. And worsely, you're going to accept this bullshit for probably another 6 years until you see the reality. Because females are broken nowadays. Man, these are oddly well-fed, muscular men that are coming into your country. They look so oppressed. Who wants to make a bet how long the streets are going to be filled with people praying in the streets? I'm going to guess 6 months, maybe less. Yeah, welcome to Spain. Please yourselves. Welcome. Open to our digs, our tax dollars, everything. You can have everything that you didn't have to work for. Thanks. Oh, and in Melilla, I can't pronounce that. Migrants are freely climbing over the fence into Spain with complete impunity. No one is trying to stop them, and Sanchez will not allow them to be deported. Their prime minister. Look at this. Just allowing it. Just people watching. They know what's happening. Yep. Just climbing over a fence that they're not supposed to be doing. Not coming in the legal way. Oh, yep, there's police. Not doing shit. Yep, they're just right there. Not doing anything. And, of course, from Libs of TikTok, this is the Prime Minister of Spain, who just approved mass amnesty with Alex Soros. So, little Soros Jr. here. Isn't it all starting to make sense? Now, we're going to finish this off with a little story and a warning, because this happened recently. From Basil the Great, liberal propaganda convinced these women that Muslims are friendly and peaceful. These lies cost them their lives. Women on dream backpacking holiday stabbed and beheaded in sick video. This was yesterday. And here's the article. Marin and Louisa were on a hiking holiday in Morocco when they were murdered by ISIS-inspired extremists near Mount Toubkal. Two young women on what should have been their dream hiking adventure were discovered brutally murdered after spending the night at a remote mountain campsite. Marin and Louisa, both in their mid-20s, had journeyed to Morocco for a month-long vacation and were trekking in the foothills of the mountain, North Africa's tallest peak, when they became victims of a group of pro-ISIS extremists. The attackers, seeking recognition as ISIS heroes, filmed the entire horrific assault, with the disturbing footage spreading rapidly as it was circulated thousands of times by extremists across different factions. We used to know that these places were not safe for women. Weren't safe for anybody, just especially women, especially children. What the fuck are we teaching these people? What are we teaching our kids here in the West? That everything's just hunky-dory and it's only white men that are dangerous? Apparently so. They've been so pampered throughout their entire life, thinking everything is safe and that all cultures basically act the same and are equal and everyone's nice. No. There are monsters out there. It's not making up shit. Jesus Christ. The perpetrators, Rashid Hafadi, 33, and Younes Aouzid, 27, and 26-year-old ringleader, whatever his name is, received death sentences for their heinous crime. 7 years ago to the day earlier this month, they had devised numerous failed terror schemes alongside another conspirator. It comes to another backpacker she thought was about to die after a simple mistake in Thailand. What? This had nothing to do with Thailand. However, in December 2018, according to a new video from true crime podcast Disturbin, the extremists developed a plan that was as straightforward as it was terrifying. Head to the mountain and wait there for any Westerners who came by, as this place in particular was a hot spot for Westerners. With them, they had a mobile phone, cabin equipment, recording devices, a tent, and an arsenal of knives. Whilst here in the mountains, they considered attacking several people, but upon seeing that these people had guides, had backed out and waited for another opportunity. When no suitable targets appeared, Adam left and he went back to whatever this place is, and the three others remained, desperate to find a Westerner, kill them, and record the whole thing. They didn't even go there to be burglars. They went there specifically to kill Western people. This is one of them. Marin, from Norway, Danish friend Louisa were passionate outdoor enthusiasts who had eagerly anticipated exploring the breathtaking mountain terrain. Both experienced hikers. They had chosen not to hire a guide. I don't know why a guide stopped these sick monsters from doing what they were going to do, but apparently they waited. They had a little respect for the guides, and apparently nothing else. As darkness began to descend on Friday, December 14th, the pair decided to make camp for the evening. However, they were being watched. The three men saw where the women had stopped. For them, this was the perfect target. Two women, almost incapable of fighting back, and there was no guides with them. After midnight, the men approached the women's tent. And they called towards the women's tents and ordered them to come outside, but before they had a chance, he reached for the zip. Luis then reached for the zip, too, to hold it shut. But they pulled out a blade and proceeded to cut her hands. The men then thrust knives through the nylon wall of the tent. The three men had no intention of holding the woman for ransom. Their sole purpose was mass murder and to broadcast their heinous act to a worldwide audience. Despite sustaining severe injuries, Louisa managed to flee a short distance from the tent. However, Rashid was in close pursuit. He filmed Louisa while he held her down on the floor with his foot pressing against her neck, awaiting for the others to arrive with their machetes. When she got up, he pulled out his machete and hacked Louisa's neck, stopping only when he had fully decapitated her. The perpetrators briefly stopped to record a video message claiming the atrocity was an act of retribution for strikes against ISIS forces in Syria, even though they were in fucking Morocco, before turning their focus to Marin, who remained critically wounded inside a blood-soaked tent. When are we gonna learn? These people, if you can call them that, they're not fucking people, they're monsters. And right now, they are using lefty lunatics to hide their atrocities. And that's the God's honest truth. I'm not going to read the rest of it, but if you guys want a somber read, there you go. Yeah, coming soon to Western countries near you. You know what? I'll end with this. Stop falling for this bullshit for whoever watches this video.
Hey, thank you for watching this clip from my live stream. Please comment below, like, and subscribe. And be sure to subscribe to my main channel, where I do all these live streams and have my independent videos where I do deep dives. Thank you so much for watching. And remember, you are somebody, I am nobody, and I hope you have a fantastic day.